I recently had a very satisfying guy experience. I was working in my garage, good guy thing to do. Working on a project, good guy thing to do. And I needed a piece to complete the project. And so I went through the stuff in my garage and I found a piece that I had been moving from house to house for at least the last 10 years. That was perfectly useful for just that project. I was able to use it well, and it fit and it completed the project, and that was a satisfying feeling. This piece of something that I had been saving in the garage, it survived at least 2 moves, so it was extra from something, and I thought, I'm not going to throw this out. I might need this at some point in the future, so I tucked it in the garage, and then we moved. Like, I'm going to take this with me, with all the different things to take with you in a move. I'm going to take this little random piece with me, and then we moved again, and it survived yet that move too. And so, you know, that was just that was a very satisfying feeling. Where like 10 to 14 years after I had saved this one little piece, I was able to use it. I wasn't lacking anything. I was able to use it. Now, if I could just find a project for the other 6,000 pieces that I've been saving in my garage over the last many decades of life, that'd be nice. But it is a good, satisfying feeling to know that you're going to have everything you need whenever you need it in order to get the project done. It's a thought that is not unfamiliar to God. That when it comes to your life, whatever He needs to be where you need Him to be, He's not going to fail to have it. And He's not going to fail to use it. In Psalm 35, David's counting on that. He's in need, he's in trouble, he's surrounded by enemies, and he cries out to God. It's like, God, please use whatever you need to use. He talks about a spear and a javelin and a sword and just lots of different things that would have been familiar to David in battle, things that would have been useful to him, and say, God, whatever you need. But then he says something else. He says, say something to my soul. He wants God to reassure him of something. He says, say to my soul. Before I tell you what he asked him, what would you want God to say to your soul right now? Like to satisfy your deepest longings, to heal your deepest wounds, to fill up whatever is empty or missing. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. That's what David asked God to assure his soul of. I am your salvation. I am, God says. I am. The God who has his hands on everything, on every resource, on every tool, and everything that's ever needed to do so much more than any of us or all of us together could ever accomplish. I am. Like that's who he is right now. As you cry out to him, as you think of your needs, as you think of your God, as you think of your life, as you think of your future, as you try to move on from your past, as you try to live in the reality of your present. I am your. All that God has, he uses for your benefit. Always. Always. When he created this world for our benefit, when our Savior hung on a cross for your benefit, when he rose from the dead for your benefit. I am your salvation. He's going to come through for you in the end. He will. He will not fail to. The God who has access to absolutely everything will never fail to love you. He'll never fail to be there for you. It's all he knows how to do. He loves you. Rest well tonight, my friends.